The comeback of Ricegum. Now we all know about his comeback in 2023. Start streaming again. But before he made this comeback, let's start with this beginning. Where did he start it from? He actually started streaming. He was like one of the first streamers on Twitch. Now, obviously Twitch wasn't paying him enough, so he went on to YouTube where he started roasting famous celebrities on Musically, famous people. Now, if he would have made this content in 2023, he would have been got canceled because 90% of the guys that he used to roast were 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds. They weren't over the age of 18. Obviously, a grown man roasting underage kids. It doesn't go well nowadays. So what did he start doing? He started making diss tracks, not only reacting to these influencers on Musically's videos, but also roasting them, making diss tracks. And now these diss tracks, for the time that he did it, was actually pretty decent. They were actually pretty good. Nowadays they wouldn't roll because they suck. Back in that time, there were actually pretty good diss tracks. Now, he used to roast guys like Jacob Sartorius, and he ended up actually making collabs with these influencers. Some of these influencers on Musically, like Jacob Sartorius, created good friends on there. But then, guess what? With a bunch of fame, with millions of views, you get calls from big celebrities. Now, FaZe Banks, at that time, he was creating a whole crew called the Cloud Gang, created a house for these influencers called the Cloud House. Now, at this point, it was a lot of big YouTubers in that house, and he made a big diss track with Alyssa Violet going at Jake Paul, which hit hundreds of millions of views on YouTube. So this was the peak of Ricegum. You could tell his money was up. Designer clothes here, cars here, houses here. And now again, with a big grow, there's a big downfall. So he took a big break off YouTube. Now the reason I think he took this break is because at this time, it was when boxing was coming into YouTube. And this when KSI started fighting Joe Weller, Logan Paul. And I think he didn't want to compete in that realm of fighting. I mean, look at the guy's size frame. The guy is built like a stick, like chopsticks. So again, I don't think he was built for boxing. So he was like, well, diss tracks are coming lame because now you actually got to fight these influencers. I don't want to do that, so let me just stop. And that's exactly what he did. Now, on this break, he did have a child, and he lost the child, sadly. But then, guess what? He came back on Twitch, came back streaming.
So yes, he started streaming, and then his loyal fan base supported him. You know, he reacted to videos, he reacted to whatever was trending, and he was being funny with it. Obviously, not trying to cause any problems, not trying to have beef with anybody, but he was just being funny with it. He was creating content, and people liked this. And other streaming platforms seen this, and they seen the views that he was pulling in, and they seen that he's a consistent streamer who pulls consistent views. So Rumble gave him a deal. Out of all the deals that he could have gotten, he chose with Rumble. And to be honest, I think he made a great decision because Rumble, as we know it, isn't as strict on their policies as another streaming platform like Twitch. So I think it was a good move for Ricegum because now he got a multi-million-dollar deal, so he's making money. And at the same time, he could say whatever he wants, not risking and not in the position to lose everything and to lose all his money, to lose all his content creation and all his fan base. Because YouTube, let's be honest, if he was to create YouTube, I don't think there'll be that many supporters for a long time as much as he was to be on streaming. Because YouTube and streaming is a completely different thing. When you're streaming, you get to see who the person really is. You get to see how they act behind the cameras. Although they're still on camera, it's different from YouTube. Because when you're a YouTube video, you could cut things out. You know, you could fake a personality. You could do all these things that you can't do on streaming. Because when you're streaming 24 hours. There is no cuts. So I feel like Ricegum having this multi-million-dollar deal and having this big house and having this strong fan base and having all this designer clothes, I think he's in a good position right now. I don't think it's the end of Ricegum. If anything, Ricegum just showed that you could be a big YouTuber, blow up, take a break, and still come back rich while having a strong fan base on your side.
Now, like me and my brother in the past have been saying, these streamers need to switch it up. Fuzi switched it up. Start going in real life, out in the real world. So if Ricegum wants to make this comeback real, he needs to start going out in the real world like Aiden Ross has done, like Sneeko has done with Fuzi. I'm telling you this, these streamers are going to die off like Kai Cenat because all they do is stay in their room. That's all they do. Obviously, Kai Cenat just made a movie, but other than that, his streaming is just reacting to videos. That's it, playing video games. I don't know if I just have a life, because I cannot sit there for 2 hours watching someone react to videos and play video games. I don't know if my life is just that important, but I cannot stand there for more than 2 hours. So again, if Ricegum really wants to make a comeback, he needs to do something more than just react and play video games in his room.